against or just to play it overall?
just to play.
Oh, okay.
Because this is PVE, so um,
Okay.
there's eight. I think there's eight different characters. They call them aspects, and they they give you a like a baseline complexity for them
Hmm.
level, and it goes from 1 to 5. And Sniper's favorite character is a 5.
Knows how to pick them.
Mine is like a 2.
You gotta
And I
try a
think
lot harder to beat them.
and then I think ladies' characters are 3.
And what game is this again?
Inkbound.
Oh, Inkbound. Okay. I mean, you don't have to watch when you guys play that game.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's the thing. Saying that like I'm not addicted to it, but
Right.
it's a cool game. It's alright.
It's alright. Not like I play it all the time.
Yeah.
This happened last time.
My hands aren't sweaty like that. What you talking about?
Those are your hands sweating like that, not mine.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going for it, you guys. Did I make that? That's gonna be pretty tight. Don't mind me, officers. Jeez. There we go.
So they just said that's cool, huh? Just
Hey, that happened last time I went over the little barrier thing. I was like, it is. This is I think this was last night when Reaper. Wow, a helicopter crash or just what the hell's going on here? Yeah, I'm almost done.
that's why they try to
Damn, y'all
close that
can't
line.
drive. Y'all cannot drive.
That's why they tried to
Look,
close
I
that
got
line.
places to go. Y'all figure it out. I and I
Y'all,
have
y'all
not
lost
seen
these
the
skills
accident
already.
before. I am not about because it's like you can sit there and wait, but nothing's going to happen. They're just going to sit there.
Oh, okay. They haven't. It's not a town simulator.
Right. I need to stop coming this way because, like I said, that happened. It was at night last time.
All right, let me get this chain breaker thing up. So where is Sniper? I gotta talk to him about his character.
He's still here, I think.
Uh, he probably suddenly disappeared.
He was gone.
Uh,
It's a little vanishing. Oh, and another thing about this game, I've gotten hella tickets, but I'm also $370 in debt.
you say 370,000,
Yes.
as in 307 and three zeros after that.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? You should. I don't know if you want to get in.
But mind you, so what happened was they asked me if I wanted $100,000 loan. I was like, oh, yeah, sure, Then bought a truck, did some runs. Then they were like, hey, we got a $400,000 if you want it. And I was like, all right, bet, say less. So I got that, and I paid off the first loan, and I start working, and I looked to see how much I had left. You want to guess how much my payments are every day?
Payments every day. You pay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So let's see.
$500.
Hmm.
Okay, that's cute.
You said a day, right?
Yep. Look down there at the bottom to the right.
A day? Mm. I guess they don't stretch out their loans like I thought they would.
Not when it's that much, I guess. They're like, nah,
Right?
we know you working, you making some money.
Yeah, no, you got a year to pay this off.
Or less.
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, I'm not getting into the trucking business either.
I'm good. But this one's like 70,000, so
But the
I'm
stress
making
the stress
enough.
will keep me awake though.
Man, I
The
couldn't
stress
do it at
of
all.
all of that money.
Yeah, no thank you. 'Cause technically I could pay it off, but I wouldn't be able to buy my trailer or my truck once I'm ready to. So I'm gonna wait. Mind you, people keep running into me. I keep running into rocks and barriers. So got that and get or the diesel. So
It blows my mind that diesel was the byproduct of gasoline, and they used to
mhm,
just throw it away. But then they decided, hey, we could just use this too.
right,
And then the diesel worth more than the gas now.
yeah. Shoot, that's a lot more.
That's one of the things I noticed about I guess the country is
Mhm,
that it seems like the stuff that was abundant and that people just got rid of, once people started using it, it became the premium item. Look at
mhm.
chicken wings.
You say chicken wings?
Yeah, no one used to eat chicken wings back in the day. Just throw that away.
Yeah,
Little chicken bone things. Now it's
they
like
have a whole
$3 a wing
restaurant.
somewhere.
They got a whole restaurant dedicated to it.
Yeah,
They should do that. They probably tried to do that with gas,
you know, sausages. They used to just take whatever Vienna sausage and bologna.
putting it into a sausage.
They used to just throw that stuff away.
That's crazy how they sell a lot of that stuff. There's like, and then now they're like, yeah, we can actually use that.
Yep,
That's wild. That sounds like us though, just throwing stuff away just to waste it.
yep.
Just
I
like
agree.
our what? Yeah, I was gonna say that's just what we do with plastic. We got so much of it,
Oh man.
uh, but then they're trying to put it in our food instead of like to build something else with it. I'll be right back.
All right.
No, why do you have a picture of
That. Oh, snipers. Freezing. What?
Yes, left. is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Sneaking streams in.
I think the phone went off.
He said I'm sneaking streams in. That's crazy.
yeah, dude didn't say anything.
My
Nothing.
bad. My bad.
Not be right back.
I've been here the whole time. I was listening to y'all.
No, you weren't, because I was trash talking you.
Oh, my bad. Oh.
Oh, I told you I got you.
Said no, you weren't.
Really.
I guess that's how you get people.
Right.
I used to do that when I'm out and hanging out with my friends or anybody, and I will just be talking about something, and then I'll just throw some names in there. Yeah, like they traded Daniel,
Hmm.
and he's like, "What? What happened?"
What about me?
I was like, "Yeah, Sniper with his super complex characters."
Yes, that's right. He did say that. You didn't say anything.
You know?
I
I was
hear
like,
that
"Why
at
is
all.
Sniper right on talking about him?" You know? Oh, I finished a run with another run with the Chainbreaker.
Fun. It's a good time.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't.
My bad.
No, who told you that lie?
Lies and propaganda.
But I made this poison build, and it's ferocious.
Poison.
It's
I
ferocious.
didn't try. I never tried poison. Is it consistent or?
Um, so you can get the poison trinket, and the bindings you can add poison on the bindings. You can get that poison. You get that poison binding itself, or
Mhm.
you get poison vestiges, and you're basically just you're just a plague. And then you can turn that your third ability, you can turn that into poison.
What?
So then everybody's just green, and they last maybe one turn, because you have toxic that goes on there too. So what toxic does is when an enemy with poison dies, half their stacks go to everybody that's nearby,
Uh,
and usually characters spawn before other characters die. So you'll have people just crawling out the ground poisoned.
That's
But
pretty helpful.
yeah, I just finished the run, so I'm trying to
Yes, almost there.
create the video, not create the video, upload the video.
Hmm.
I'm trying a new deck. Well, it's not new, but a deck that I hadn't used prior.
That Unchained, huh?
I think you would, if you weren't retired. I think you would have liked it
Yeah. No, I
because
would have liked it.
this is because this deck is all about. Oh, if you destroy my monsters, I just summon another one. If you destroy my back row, if you destroy my spells and trap card that's face down, I just get a monster.
No, that ain't me. You know that's not me.
And what happens is once the new cards come out, they come out next month. It makes it so that no matter what you do, they just keep recurring over and over again.
My jam is I don't want you to get rid of any of my cards.
What you give
I
it?
don't want you to be able to use any of your cards.
Can't use your cards at all.
You can't use your
Mhm.
Uh, there was there was one time where
We're gonna put these sock and boppums on our hands and just go at it.
I locked the board down so much that I couldn't use my cards.
Damn.
The opponent couldn't either.
Had a was it stalemate?
Yeah, I mean a standoff. We were sitting there for like 10 turns. Like, what is this?
That's
Oh
rough.
man, I think I wound up winning because I had to destroy one of my cards so that
Hmm.
I could play.
Damn.
Is that guy's name Ligma?
Yes.
Sounds about right.
It threw John all the way off.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that I'm not terrible at Call of Duty.
Well, that's good to know. Now you got to play Killing Floor.
Oh, I played that. That's the first one. I didn't play the second one.
Second one's pretty wild, but it's also still outdated.
They running out of ideas of what to do because usually Labyrinth players, sorry, they used to just, oh, after the second turn, we've already won.
Yeah, you would have been done by now. I see he's trying to cycle, and it's just
And every time he keeps popping my cards, I just keep getting more cards back.
yeah, yeah.
Hello, hello. Oh, yes. Okay, keep this thing on for me, please. Wow, that's how you know he desperate. Maxi in the Labyrinth deck,
You know everybody uses Maxi. Don't even pretend like.
but it's still desperate.
Just a little bit.
Man, I remember one time dude used three Maxis on me. Only got two to work.
I only got two to work. The fact that he got two to work is crazy.
Yeah, he got one card, so basically he got nothing.
He just replaced.
Was
He
it
traded one for one.
So Maxi, when you play it, every time the opponent
That's be
special summons
something.
a monster, you draw a card. So it's a
You have to throw that card in the graveyard.
yeah, it's basically a get cards card. And with the state of new Yu-Gi-Oh, people special like their lives depend on it, but not me.
Not me.
Yeah, someone told me about that.
Oh man. Yep. So in most decks, you have to put it in there. It's a staple.
And is this to help to be able to get like a better card?
Yes.
It's because most cards in most decks in Yu-Gi-Oh. If I'm being fair,
Oh, okay.
most decks in Yu-Gi-Oh are garbage. There's about
For
10 there's like 10 that's like really good, and then the rest is like you going with a hope and a prayer.
and so there's
Sounds
certain
like a good
cards
time.
that are considered staples that that are in, I would say, the vast majority of decks.
Hmm.
And so Max C is one of them. But the top people in this game usually don't use it,
Hmm.
but it's used by the vast majority. I don't use it because I'm a hater,
I don't use it because I feel like if I meet Maxi, that means my deck is better.
and that too. Yeah, so I feel the same way.
people use it so they can get a what's his name, Exodia.
No,
Oh,
there's a whole strategy for Exodia because you have to like if someone wants to play Exodia, what they do is they'll just draw like hundreds and hundreds of cards. Like they'll just make it so their whole deck is just drawing cards. That's all it does.
so yeah, so with Max C, you would need the opponent to do stuff. So if you want Exodia, you don't want the opponent to do anything
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
because once they start doing stuff, they'll start taking your cards and throwing them in places you don't want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
So Exodia, for them, they want to just they want to go first so that you never get to go, and they'll draw their entire deck and win.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had that happen to me twice. I had to sit there for 10 minutes
Ooh.
while this guy drew his whole deck and won, and I didn't do anything.
it's just like watch me play solitary, please.
He played solitaire, and I was just sitting there watching him.
Sounds fun.
Oh man, it's awful. But
It was awful.
I mean, that's how it is, and I commend him for it because I thought Exodia was out of style.
It
Yeah,
is.
that is true. That's even
Yeah.
funny.
Somebody won. Someone almost won a. Someone won a round in the world championship using Exodia like last year.
I'm still stuck on when when the guy used what was it EEV, epidemic eradicator virus, and
Mhm.
he threw away all of his opponent's cards.
Yeah.
There was one duel. The guy played a trap card on the
Mm.
first turn, and then what it does is when you get to pick when after you activate it properly, you can throw away, you pick either spell or trap, and the opponent has to throw away all those cards in their hand or on the field, and for the next three times they draw, you have to throw they have to throw those away. And so the guy
Mm.
picked spell, and the opponent had a handful of spells, so he lost all of his spells.
That sucks.
And then when he got to his turn, he drew a card. It was a spell, and it was gone. The guy was mad. He was mad.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So Yu-Gi-Oh is more ridiculous than it used to be.
I'm trying to show, trying to tell John that it's not as bad as he.
I was in the trenches, man.
Telling him, like it's like an RPG. You just gotta find the build that works.
Yeah. It's not gonna work anymore. I'm old school, man.
They finally got.
Oh yeah, they wore you down.
It. Yeah, eventually. Like, why did I have to go all the way to turn 10?
I played Reaper Sniper a couple times, and
Mm-hmm.
I put my deck. I played a card. He's like, "What is this?" He spent like time reading it, and then I'll play another card. Wait, what is this?
I had no idea what other people's decks do at all.
Oh man,
Not even a little bit. I know what my cards
oh
do.
man. I only beat him a couple times because I had the element of surprise.
Mm-hmm.
No, he say that he's just a good duelist. Doesn't give himself enough
When it comes to surprising people,
credit.
yep. I like to use old school style decks is what I call them. They're control style decks. So control meaning manipulate how they play, and style
Mm-hmm.
meaning I don't
Yeah.
And so I use those to just wear people down to make mistakes, and when they make mistakes, I beat them.
Give them a false sense of hope.
Yeah, something like that. But they, and I use a lot of old cards and obscure cards, so
Hmm.
a lot of people don't know what they do,
Yeah.
and so it catches everybody off guard because then they'll say, oh well, he used that one card once, he can't use it again, and then I use it again,
How can this happen?
right?
I'll do that.
Oh, I guess Sniper just started season 24.
On Yu-Gi-Oh? Damn, it's a lot of
Yeah,
seasons.
because every season starts on the first of the month,
Hmm.
and so we're 5 days in, and Sniper's his rank is bottom platinum,
Hmm.
and he usually gets to diamond. And at the end of your season, when you get to diamond, you go all the way back to bottom of platinum. So, and he's at bottom platinum now, so I just assume he just started.
So that'd be pretty good. I don't think I played a game that long to get to
I'm back.
Uh, yeah, I played a few games to get to platinum, but I don't think I've gotten to diamond in any game.
You might like illusion monsters, John. They retrain, as they call them. They you remember Gazelle, the King of Mystical Beasts?
Yeah, I heard you made a comeback.
They made a whole deck about that.
I don't know. You're selling me with the wrong things, man.
I know. I
I
know.
know I don't like archetypes, and he's like, "Oh, they built an archetype for this." His favorite thing to say is, "I know you don't like archetypes, but
But
this
But
happens."
hear me out. Hear me out.
And then I say, "Oh, that sounds no."
like the reason why I do that, honestly and truly, one, it's two reasons. One, because it's funny, and two, because like the very thing that he hates is also the same thing that he likes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. Hello.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hello.
So
Hello.
there's certain cards that do it for what I want it
Okay.
to do. I just don't
Hmm.
play them.
What? Because like he doesn't like Cashtira monsters, but he doesn't like archetypes. Cashier monsters exist because they are super generic cards that can be splashed into any deck.
And then they built an archetype around them.
So if every card is generic, you'll have a bunch of decks like Cashier where they are super generic and you could just throw them into any deck that you want to throw. But he doesn't like archetypes, so they can't make it so you can only use this card in this deck.
Yeah, but then they added support to that cashier to make it a proper archetype. So you can say all that sniper, but they eventually they ruined it.
Eventually, they ruined. You would if before it got banned, you would have hated or you'd have loved one of the two. Um, I forget what it's called, but it was a monster card that made it so that you declare it a type and it cannot be it only that type of monster can activate its effects, can attack, all of that. And it's like he always called dark because that monster was dark. So every other card in the game didn't work.
That's cool.
They banned it. It took them a year, but they banned it. Play Vanadium. I'm not getting no new cards either. Still.
Wrong way.
He's trying his hardest to get me back in the game.
I like. It's hard because I don't know exactly what like what kind because they need to be water. They need to be a non archetype. Um, what's the word? They have to be affordable. Like you have to, he has to be able to get them with
Right.
the gems. And I'm like, that's a tall order.
Yeah, my decks were cheap. I built cheap decks with with an attribute which is really general
Hmm.
because water monsters are very general. There's so many water monsters that exist out there that do very little, but because the support for water monsters is very general, they all get a little bit of buff from every card.
Yeah.
And so I use those, and then I use yeah, and there's some, yeah. So I use those, and then I just use support for these water monsters, and just throw them in the deck, and say, all right, here you go. And I catch a lot of guys off guard because no one plays water monsters.
Until he wasn't him. He brought back somehow he brought back Kyrie Yushin.
I brought a card back. So so I played a card so much that
Hmm.
it went up a hundredth of a percentage point in usage rate.
Hmm.
So so there's when you play a card, they'll tell you how often it gets used. They'll tell you how often it gets used, and the lowest percentage it'll show you is 0.001%.
Hmm.
So my whole deck basically was 0.001% usage cards.
And the more he kept playing it, the more people started showing up with it.
Yeah. But then I played Karayushi that second went to 0.002, and I was like, I did it.
I'm gonna make this card meta.
Yeah, I did it. I changed the meta.
That's what I'm saying that he can do, but he ain't trying to do that.
Nah, I got my enjoyment out of it. I can quit now.
The one thing I was trying to push him
All the
towards
water monsters.
the deck that I was trying to push him towards that I think that like literally he would have loved, but it's super expensive. Is I wanted him to try Dragon Link, and
Hmm.
Dragon Link isn't a. You would think that it's an archetype. It's not. It's just a bunch of dragon monsters thrown together, and dragons is the strongest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But you have to be smart in order to play it. That's why I don't play it.
Um, so
Dang.
so mostly to explain what that means is, so Yu-Gi-Oh is the American football of card games.
Hmm.
What does that mean? It's super complicated.
Sounds. Yeah.
Everybody plays it, but no one knows all the rules. Put it that way. So to play Dragon Link, you're exploiting just about every rule in the book.
Hmm.
You have to know just about every rule in the book because you need all of them to play it.
Yeah.
You gotta know about chain order. You gotta learn how to special the right way. You gotta learn all the different types of cards.
Because it
What
literally has an
what can
infinite
stop you? What can
lines of
slow
play.
you down? Yeah. What can stop you? What can slow you down? What can jam you? What can do any of these things? And how you can adjust your rotation to counter that. It's
Reminds me of Smite.
yeah, it's painful. It's a painful way to play. But the beauty of it is that when you get to that level, you can play it automatically.
Hmm.
Like your brain just goes to autopilot. you've achieved nirvana or something,
Yeah.
and you can run through decks because once you know everything, they can't slow you down. They just can't.
Hmm.
Except some loser that plays obscure cards that no one uses. I I jam I had a battle where I went up against a Dragon Link deck, and he was just cycling like his life depended on it. It came to my turn, and I shut it all down. And he Well, I didn't shut it down. I slowed it
You're
down,
right back.
and he was still trying. Go ahead. That dude was
Only
crazy.
there's only one way I know how to shut down Dragon Link. And that's by using Dark Ruler no more.
Hmm. Yeah, I use Karyushin, and then I have to give them I have to use Karyushin at the right time because I have to use it when they put a card down that they can't get rid of, and that's hard to happen. So what I do is I just keep dropping Karyushin down as often as I can.
Like, let's see who's gonna break first.
Yep. Oh man. And then I ran into an Eater of Millions deck.
Ooh.
That's the hardest counter to my deck that I've ever seen.
Eat it. What is that?
Every time, every card that's banished, he gets 100. Its monster gets 100 attack power or 1,000 attack power, something like that.
So they built the deck to banish as many cards as possible as fast as possible.
Hmm.
So
And he run a
my
60 card deck.
weakness, because my deck is old school. So old
Hmm.
school decks, you don't really once a card's banished, it's gone forever.
Hmm.
Nowadays, banish is just another card pile.
It's just another graveyard.
Yeah, it's just another graveyard. You can get things in and out of the banish pile as often as you want, but my decks can't do that.
Okay.
So Eater Millions decks, they banish cards like crazy. So before my turn starts, they banish half my deck, and I'm like, all right.
Damn. That seems like that'd be annoying.
Very.
But it's better than these other decks that are out there. I'll take that. That took
Hmm.
some skill and some thought to do.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Not I summon a cat, the cat turns into another cat, the cat turns into another cat, then I put another cat down, and it's a super cat, and then I win.
And then on top of that, don't forget that all none of these effects are once per turn.
Nope.
They all could be used as many times a turn as you want.
I already don't like cats. And what do? They create a cat archetype.
People just trolling out here.
I wish it was trolling because troll decks aren't very good decks.
Okay.
Like these decks, they work.
And they troll, and I hate it.
Like a troll, what I would consider a troll deck is like um, the Numeron monster because they have one combo. You stop it, they lose. Whereas like deck I hate the most. John doesn't hate it as much as I do because he has his Kyryushin, but Blue Wonderies, it's a bunch of birds that plays. They literally, and John can attest to this. I'm not reaching like I always do. They literally play on your turn more than you do.
I like how he had to say, I'm not reaching this time.
This nigga, please believe me.
I hate these cards.
Yeah, he's not reaching though. He's not reaching. Those cards
Yeah.
they're really annoying um because now because new school decks play their turn at all, and then wait till your turn starts and play all their cards.
Yeah.
And it's just the worst. The game has gotten really fast and really slow at the same time.
Hmm.
Fast
Like
in
the
the
game,
sense
I guess
that
the best way to put it is like the game got so fast it looked like you're going backwards.
yeah, you know how they say, Einstein talked about how if you were able to move at the speed of the light, once you slow down, more time would have passed.
Hmm.
And
Okay. Yeah.
you're going so fast that it just looks slow. Like things
Yeah.
around you look slow.
Because like one
They
turn,
did that in like some movies or shows or whatever to
Yeah.
break it
like
down. But I get you.
this is how old school Yu-Gi-Oh used to work. It used to be slow because it would be like, okay, I played down a monster, I played down a couple spells and traps, my turn's over, and you would have like 20 turns. Nowadays, it's I'm just comboing off for like 20 minutes, and it's still the first turn.
Yeah.
I've played my entire
They
deck.
pick like 20. They pick like 20 turns worth of Yu-Gi-Oh in 2 turns.
Seems a bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
that's what John was fighting against.
and so
He
they
was
tried
like,
to make it
I'm going to
slow
destroy
them
this,
down,
which he did a good job with. I gotta give him credit.
make them play old school Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was fun for a while. But
Hmm.
they started making more and more cards to break my
Style.
style. Yeah, and I couldn't find counters with it without joining them,
Hmm.
so I just gave up.
Yeah.
I had some fun though. But
Oh, is it?
speed of light, have you seen the movie Paycheck with Matt Damon? I think it was.
I don't think so. When did it come out?
It came out in oh 10, 15, 20 years ago. It was about this guy. He was working on a lens to like see over the curvature of the end of the universe or something like that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
And so he was able to do it. And so it's basically he took the job, and then he woke up one day because like they gave him like $2 million. Like the job was for $2 million. He took the job.
Hmm.
Then he woke up the next day and then found out that all of his money was gone.
Damn.
And so he's going around trying to figure out what happened. And
Hmm.
so secretly he starts to find out that he's starting to stumble upon small things around him that that he's starting to use to just to help him on his journey. Like he got like a pencil. He had like a pencil, like a jar of metal, small metal balls or something,
Hmm.
and some other stuff. And he's like, "What am I gonna do with this junk?" So he takes the junk with him, but then he finds out that he's on the run from the company, and he
No.
just so happens to have the right tools
Hmm.
to get away and do all the things he needs to do. And he's trying to figure out the solution to that. So then he finds out that he actually succeeded at the job. He saw the future, and now he planned his present self for what was going to happen in the future.
That's wild.
And it's called Paycheck because he was trying to figure out what happened to his paycheck. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, I might have heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it though.
Hmm. You think that Change of Heart's gonna help you, Sniper?
It could, but Kid Car
Change of
might
Heart ain't
steal
gonna
my
help
monster.
you.
Kid Car might steal my car. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
He's got Shakespeare era now, and the Rise Heart's coming next.
No, he going to some of my monster. Oh, my 3,000 monster Asia pop. It depends on what I draw.
Man, all right, Yugi. Those are good cards.
Why did he take
That
that one?
rare, that Kimakura card he's talking about, it's a board breaker.
Mhm.
It'll choose up your opponent's board like nobody's business. And so Sniper introduced me to that card, and I've been using it to ruin people. But now someone used it on him, and he's more or less ruined.
Damn. I believe in you, sniper.
I believe in me too.
I believe in you, but not in this duel though.
Not in this
You
duel.
won't make it this one.
Oh,
You got two cards in a dream.
It's a big dream.
Hmm I remember when Lady would be watching them play, and she was like, "I can't tell if you're doing well or you're doing poorly." And I said, "All right, I got you, Lady. When he only has one or two cards,
ain't going well.
man, but when he has a board full of cards, it's not going well."
I could probably.
It's not a good time.
Yeah. I mean, Yugi heart of the card stuff can happen,
Hmm.
but usually it doesn't when you're that far down.
Yeah. This isn't Uno. You need more than one card to win.
Yep. Yeah, this is the opposite of Uno. You got one card, you lose.
Damn.
Oh, they updated the graphics a little bit. I noticed that when you remove three cards from play, it actually fills them in a line now.
Yeah, they space them out, and when you throw away cards face up, because that banished them face down, it shows you what cards was banished. In
Oh, cool. Uh-oh. He took Fenrir. What is he gonna do? He's gonna pop it. Ooh.
fine with that because I got a fin. Got a fin.
Is that the wolf one?
That's just one of the cards that John hates.
No, you talking about old school Fenrir.
Oh,
Old guy. Yeah, no, this Fenrir, they look like, what I say? I was gonna say Gundams.
Hmm.
They look like Gundams. They look, no, think of a mix between Gundams and Power Rangers. And
Wolf
by
form.
that I mean like use like the regular suits that the Power Rangers have with Gundams, and that's what these cards are.
Hold on, okay.
ooh. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I just lost.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to put the trap card down. Oh, my bad.
Abominable Chamber. Okay, I thought that was a giant rat at first.
Because what I would have done is he would have attacked. I would have gotten this. Yeah, I would have got one Unchained from my deck or hand, put it in deep, kill that one. I would have got another one from deck or if it need kill that one. I kept doing that.
Yeah,
That was my fault.
and well, you lose some, you lose some. That's how it felt for me. I was losing lots of sums. I have my
Now I
moments
had
of
to
brilliance every so often though.
for me I had to play decks that are intentionally not complete in order for me to feel something. Because there's a lot of bots in you.
go against?
Yeah, it's not. They're not actual. They're real people, but they play like bots.
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't mean bots the way regular people mean bots.
Oh, okay.
He means people that are that only know like one way to win, and they can't
Hmm.
adjust. And because they can't, they'll just start. Even though their technique will not work in that moment, they'll keep using it.
They just keep clicking buttons to use effects.
Like let's say you have a monster that let's say I don't know, you can just keep summoning over and over again. Like you can put it in the grave and keep summoning it. And you have
Yeah,
something that says, okay, well, if they summon a monster, they take 500 damage.
yeah,
So basically, that's killing them. But because they're just so used to automatically doing this thing over and over again, they just keep losing their LP until they lose.
damn.
I've seen that happen. I have a card. I have a card called Sea Stealth Attack. When a water monster's on the field, and when a 5 star higher water monster on the field, which Karyushin, which he talks about all the time, is one of those. When they attack it, that monster gets destroyed. Every time they attack this card, their monster gets destroyed. So one
Yeah,
guy, he summoned 5 monsters, and you know what he did? He attacked with each one. He attacked my Karisha with each one, and they all got destroyed. After the first time, he should have learned, or even the second time, or even the third time.
it's like no, there's a way I can beat this.
I'm gonna figure this out.
So he just kept attacking. He lost all of his cards, and then he quit.
I would see that all the time when I would play with my mechanical deck because their ability is if you attack me, if they have an equip card, you take the life points, not me.
Yeah. So I would see people play him, and they would boost their monster up super high, and then attack that monster, and they would lose. I'm like, don't you know that? Okay. And I would see it all the time. And so he calls those people bots.
Their mind just like when I play Yu-Gi-Oh, my mind goes into autopilot also. But I have like 4 or 5 combos that any deck that I'm willing to play, I have multiple ways to win. These people be like, oh, if this one thing don't work, oh, we just gonna keep because and when you play Yu-Gi-Oh on the computer or on the PlayStation, it gives you prompts to tell you what effects you can activate.
Hmm.
So they'll just keep pressing. It's just pressing buttons to see what happens. Like, oh, all right,
So
they
that's
bot.
now there are bots. I think there are bots in the game.
Yeah, they are. You could in solo. You could play against the computers solo.
Yeah. There's some weird like you'll see some do some weird card things, and so
Hmm.
you know they were bots.
Okay.
And then you got what they call you got people who run suicide decks where they actually kill themselves
Hmm.
on purpose.
What's the point of that?
It used to be a reason to do that. Honestly, the reason people used to do that is because every time you go up a rank, like a tier, I should say, get you get gems. You get 100 gems. What people used to do before they had to change it because people was abusing the system. They would go all the way up to master, and then they would go all the way up to masters, and then just let themselves lose before the season starts. The next season starts. Go all the way back down to bronze and get all those gens by going back up to masters, knowing that they're going against people who just started Yu-Gi-Oh who don't know how to play the game.
Yeah. So yeah, at the end of every season, you drop down to the very end of the rank before the rank you are now that you ended in. So
Hmm.
when I was telling you that Sniper's usually in diamond, and when I saw it, he was at the bottom of platinum. I said that's why I think he just started the season because from diamond you go all the way back down to platinum. And so
Right.
if you're in platinum, you go to gold. Gold, you go to silver. Silver, you go to bronze. Bronze, I think you stay in bronze
Yeah,
if you're in bronze because there is a level below that, which is rookie.
Hmm.
think that's only people who do.
Yeah. So so they would kill themselves all the way at the top and go all the way down, and then uh and then they would farm. It was mostly for farming purposes. But
Oh,
now
okay.
what they did was they lowered it all the way down to where you could only go to gold. I think it was you can only, no, you could only go down to silver like earlier this year. But
Yeah.
people were still exploiting it. So now you can only go all the way down to gold.
And if you hit platinum, you can't go past diamond. Have to be you're in diamond. You're in
Does
platinum
it
forever.
still work?
To exploit, no.
No, not no. But every so often someone does it still. It's completely worthless to do now.
I mean, because I feel like at that point you're still giving the other person experience, though, right?
Yeah, but you're only going to see that person once. It's very rare that you're going to see people more than once, so it don't matter.
Yeah, you don't care about giving them points. You just
It's
care
more
about
about getting the free. Think about like a phone game,
Giving you more than giving them, right?
yeah.
kind of. You know how like in mobile games, they got the premium currency.
Mm.
Every time you rank up, the gems is this game's version of premium currency. So instead of spending real money, I'm exploiting the system for them to give me real money,
Yeah.
essentially.
I need a game that's like that I can exploit.
Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've exploited a couple games like that, and but after a while I got burnt out. One was Neverwinter, uh, but it's on console. You have to play it on console. You could exploit their premium currency by buying it for gold and then buying and selling that premium currency over and over again until you became super rich.
Damn.
Um, I was one of the few people that did it, and I actually showed people how to do it on stream.
They ain't come for you. They ain't come for your channel.
They didn't come for it because it was perfectly legal. It's a legal exploit, and no one said anything. Like no one. And also their Warframe. So you can exploit Warframe because Warframe has a external shop, and you can buy or sell your things through the external shop. And so what I was showing people how to do is everyone lets the people are lazy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they want the full set of everything. They don't want to have to buy individual pieces of a set from multiple people or even find multiple pieces. So so I think, but and they'll pay a premium just for a whole set of things instead of buying the individual pieces. So what I would do
Yeah.
is I will buy the individual pieces and then sell them as a set and take the profit. And I did that over and over again until I was rich. I mean, it took a while to do. I'm not gonna say that I became rich in like 2 weeks or a month, but after 2 or 3 months, I had enough to buy whatever I wanted.
That's
And, and
that's
at the
how it
point,
works.
yeah, and at that point, Warframe had like 60 frames or something like that at the time I was playing, and I had all the frames. I basically bought them all, even the super rare ones. There were lots were in a vault. I found someone and paid them a whole lot just to get it, and then I quit because I got tired of it. But
This man
if
is
you wanna,
this man is running on fumes.
hmm but I'm a big fan of learning
Be
a
right back at that
game's.
phone call.
All right.
The only game it wasn't really exploited. It was just cheating. I'm gonna keep it 100. Was Age of Rusha. because they had that was the only time I used like gold tail. Whatever. I'm like, they gonna give us. They just gonna give us a gold. They just gonna give us.
Yep. The only time I actually have cheated was when Cartoon Network had a card game, quote unquote card game, and so they had a card game that you could play, and so they would sell, they had this big auction thing. First, they would release certain packs of these cards, and they would only release a certain amount, and then people would take the cards and buy and sell them across the auction house. But they also had all kinds of other things, like you would have stickers and figurines, so you could fill up your virtual inventory, and then you could do like with MySpace, and people can come to your quote unquote page, and you can put things up, design it with all the items you got. Well, there was so when you would create your account, you would get like 1,500 points. And so what I did was, this is before it's all kinds of other stuff. I would create another account, get the 1,500, and then I would take in my main account, I would sell an item for that 1,500 points, and then I would buy it with the dummy account so that I could get that 1,500 on my main account, and then I would just forget that account, and then make another one, get the 1,500 on there, and then sell an item to transfer it over to my main account. And so I did that so many times.
That's kind of what I did in Age of Wushu. They had the gold sellers. Like I would because I only cheated in Age of Wushu because of the fact of they were selling instead of going bronze, silver, gold, platinum, it went bronze, silver, gold, ding. And so like ding was like for one ding was like $30, real money. And I'm like, you wildin'. And then these gold sellers came around and they was like, oh, we'll sell you 30 ding for $30. So I'm like, that's a lot better deal. So I did that, and what I would do is I would then take the ding and then I would just distribute it throughout the community or whatever. And I had people working for me. I was like, because the whole point of the game was to like get you was creating your own martial arts or your own martial arts school, right? And so I would have them go into the dungeons and find these specific books that are rare drops. So they would just keep fighting the same dungeon all day until they could get it. And I'm like, oh, I'll pay you a ding because that's a super amount in the game.
Yep.
And so that I would have the most exclusive gear, the most exclusive fighting style moves, and then I would take those moves that I didn't want, and then I would sell them on the market. So I was making even more money. So the developers of the game couldn't tell where my money was coming from, like if it was legitimate or not. But but the like when they caught you though, they were ruthless. Like what they would do is when your account got banned, you see your character die, or you see well you don't see it, but people see your character die, and then they just display them throughout the main city, just dead on the street.
Let this be an example to the rest of you.
There was so many bodies, literally hundreds of bodies. I was like, this is wild. So much so that they crashed the server one time and they had to reboot it because there were so many dead people just all over the street.
Oh, that's wild.
But I really like that game because it scratched that competitive itch because like in a lot of it basically was an MMORPG. They have like safe zones. In this game it had none. Well, it had like little areas that like obscure areas on the beach, or whatever. Um, but other than that, there was no safe zones. Meaning like you could be shopping and someone could run up and if they wanted to murder you, they could murder you. I love that about it. That happened to me many a time where people just I'll be shopping and people just run up and attack me. It was exhilarating. Like I was one time I was sitting behind the counter of a store and I was like because they had like little mini games to practice your energy or whatever. I was sitting behind the counter. This guy came in, bought his stuff, jumped over the counter, killed me, and left. Oh, okay. And like I loved every second of it. It gave you that sense of danger, like, oh, it could go down for real. I remember I was doing I was gardening or farming because they in this one they let you like have like a real farm, like you had to like really hold the land or whatever. And so I was gardening or whatever, and I saw a carriage coming with supplies in it, and these bandits just ran up on the cart, attacked it, stole everything out of it, killed the driver and the people who was protecting it, robbed them. They looked at me. I just kind of looked away while I finished towing it. and and so yeah, so I was just like, nope, I don't got no beef. I don't want no smoke. It was fun.
I played a game kind of like that, but I never left the safe zones.
You said you never had a what?
I said I played a game like that, but I never left the safe zones.
Oh, I never left the safe zones. It's murderers out here.
Yeah, murders out there. So I would just stay in the market all the time.
You should have even got your hands dirty.
You had to teleport to another area to go to the market.
That was the thing. In that game, it had in Age of Wushu, there was no fast travel. So you want to go all the there was no central markets either. So every town had different goods for sale, and a lot of the shops were player ran shops. So me and you could have the same items, but we can have different shops in different areas selling the same product for different prices. And there was no fast travel, so you had to get on your horse and ride to the next city if you want to go to the next shop. And on top of that, they are the first people that I saw that did the criminal justice system correctly. If you just went around murdering people, um, you got a bounty on you, and they sent you to prison. And it was two, it was two, it was two things that were interesting about this. You could either bribe your way out, or you could have a jailbreak, or you wait your time. But
So
you have a jail if you have a jailbreak and you get caught, they execute you. I don't know what happened when you execute, but legend has it when they executed your character because they literally put your character up on a stage in front of an audience, and your guild mates or your teammates they could try to free you before you get executed. But legend has it if you get executed, your character gets deleted off the server. They dead for real.
um, so in Conquer, what you would do is if you had the bounty on your head, you would get killed. They would send you to jail, and in order to get out of jail, so the jail was in the mines. So in order to get out of jail, you would have to mine until you got a rare gem to pay your way out.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, these people you just see a bunch of people just hitting the rocks, trying to get out of jail. there was a bot, they would jail it.
And one thing I've never seen another game do, which I wish they did in Age of Wushu, their jail system was real time. Like your character had to be logged in. So like if you got like a 12-hour jail sentence, if you like was like, all right, I'm just gonna sign out and I'll be back in 12 hours, you come back, whatever time you left on that counter when you left is the same time as there when you get back.
Yep, how it should be.
My sidekick learned that the hard way because he was a murderer and he went around poisoning people for fun. And so he went to jail and then he had like a I think he had like a 2 day jail sentence. He was like, okay, I'll just come back in a couple days and I'll be fine. He came back like maybe a week later and still said, oh, you have a day and a half left. He had to leave his computer on running that game for a day and a half to get out of prison. That was some of the most fun I've ever had. Too bad it was terribly fun. The developers didn't see what they were doing with the, like the monetization. They spent all their money because like they got commercials for it, I believe. And they got commercials for it, and it had like Jet Li in the commercial. I don't think they knew after they paid Jet Li, they didn't know they didn't have any plans after that. Oh, in Age of Wushu, it was also kind of funny that literally when you went offline, your character didn't really go offline. Like it started like he could like work at your shops or whatever, right? But people could run and throw your character into a like a burlap sack or whatever and make you work for them. So your character is making money for someone else, and you come back to your character to make. So like you would go like I would go in the forums and you would hear people be like, "Please don't kidnap me."
What I used to do, there was an area where you could hit dummies to level up. So I would do that. I would just sit around and hit
Supposed to get out there and get your hands dirty. You're supposed to start beating up on people.
nope, hit the
No,
dummy and level up.
I remember like when you know how you had to queue up for dungeons or whatever. So you're trying to get your party ready or whatever. What I would do is I would sit in a tree because there was a tree right near the entrance to the dungeon or whatever. I would sit in the tree and just watch. And there would be a group of people that was waiting for people to queue up for the dungeon. And while they're trying to coordinate the queue, they just run and start murdering people. I was like, here we go. I had my popcorn ready and everything. Quite the sight.
Oh man, this one was pretty cool. I'm looking over at the Chainbreaker run again. I got really lucky.
How would you?
I was in I think it's the second boss, the second main boss, the captor. So it came down. I had still hit me, and I'm gonna lose. But then I remembered that it does a little bit of damage. It only does 10 damage, and it just so happened that the boss had 6 HP. So I was able to do that little bit of damage to get past that boss. And if I hadn't, I'd have to start this thing over again. I would have been upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, your character's rough, man.
I think I still got played.
What you gotta play? What? Rank 20.
I don't know how you did it. 400%. It's difficult.
How far did you get? Oof. Yeah,
Almost at halfway. Because I remember I was telling myself, John was like, just get halfway, and you'll see. And I was like, I gotta get halfway.
just get halfway and you'll see. I'm telling you. Once you get to 10, you'll see. You haven't seen it yet. So I'm not
Right,
gonna
I'm
spoil
working
it.
to. I was working towards it.
Telling you. Just get there. And what makes it hard is those mutators that you get at the beginning of the run. Those are the things that will slow you down. There's one I will never get. There's two I try my best not to get. And if all three of these things, well, there's two I try not to get, and there's a third one I may get. But but if these three are up there, then I just restart the run because I'm not picking one of them. That pacifism, because pacifism is just rough. You lose everything. Um, then there is the one where enemies start with 2 stacks of damage resist. They get 2 stacks of damage resist every turn, and I'm not picking that one because you have to find a way. So you have to use attacks to lower their damage resist so you can use your strong attack. It messes up all of your rhythm because usually when you start the battle, you got your area of effect. You want to use it right away because that's how you get the most use out of it. Well, not in this one because you do 40% less damage. So you gotta hit them with hit them with the weak attacks, and then you do it. And then by that time, you don't even know if they're gonna die or not. I don't use that one. I don't use pacifist. And then there's one where if you get an orb, you get one less wheel next turn. So I don't get that one either. Yeah, and you gotta also be really careful not to waste any vestiges.
Hmm.
Like you don't want to waste any
I get you.
leaving vestiges behind and not and not using their vestige sets. You have to really
Try to use them. All the ones that becomes available to you.
some more even some that you think are good for
Hello?
you, you have to remove so you can get more.
Okay. Yeah, get you.
Like there's one, I think it's called like there's something the shoes of something, and what it does is it's a Warden and Curio vestige set, and what it does is when you use a movement binding, you gain one stack of blur. And I'm like, this is cool because I use a movement binding every turn, so I can lose my damage taken by one from everything every turn. But I was like, no, I got I beat the second boss. I was like, no, I gotta need room, so I'm just gonna throw this away,
Right, right.
or I'll get other ones that especially and then those gray ones. I just throw those away. I'm like, after the battle's over, I'm like, oh, I'll just take the Vestus set, get rid of this because I need the room. And then you get to the one where you can get the double, and I would try to get that all the time too to get the double stuff. And then you get to a point where at the end, and they updated this, so which I'm glad they did when they made it update, is that they put one of those regular grinders right before you fight the boss. So if you have vestiges left over, you can um you can grind them up to get the vestige set before you go fight the boss. Yeah.
We'll get back to it.
Well, if you need any advice, I've mastered a great few vestige sets. There's a bunch I still don't use.
I want to try that. Since you mentioned it, I want to try that poison. I want to try that poison chain breaker.
Yeah, venomous. It's something. I have to say it's something. 'Cause I got that. I got the upgrade that puts toxic on it on the third ability, and then I got the other poison binding, and I had toxic on that too. So I was able to do some stacking.
For me, it's too hard to run Omni. Like it doesn't. So I'm looking at other builds now because like I never seem to really get Omni that as I would like.
Yeah, but what you could do is you could master Rose of Rubies, master Rose of Rubies, or that other one. I can't remember his name. I never remember his name. The one where if you attack in blight, you do six attacks in blight, you get six omni damage. You
Yep.
can master those, and then you don't really need omni to get omni by yourself. And
Like
also,
with I think those are good. Like especially the roses. But then like I stopped getting like the things that give me the verdants and stuff like that. My health back.
yeah, so you got to take care in how you well, now I don't recommend. I mean, actually, to be honest, I don't recommend Rose of Rubies for the Chainbreaker. It's harder. It's harder for the Chainbreaker to recover health than just about any other vestige.
Oh, strong lady.
Yep.
We got this stuff down to a science.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for clairvoyant, I gave up on it.
Mm. That means that's the reason you should do it. We grow from our places of discomfort.
Well, that's why I beat it. Beat it like 20 quick.
You know more than that, son. That heat.
People like, girl, look, I got the stamp right here. I can show people. I got a stamp right here. Grade 20,
Did my part.
clairvoyant.
I'm done. That's
Oh, I
crazy.
know. I know what could give you a challenge, John.
Handle, babe. Can you like handle for me?
You could do the daily quest.
I could do the daily quest. I might do that.
You doing some leaderboard stuff?
I gotta get on the leaderboard now. I gotta
You'll
be
be
on
like,
there.
we knew him before he was famous.
But you know, there's people out there that's probably even more, what do you call it?
Dedicated
More what than me? I missed it.
lady.
Let's say you're probably going to come across people who are more obsessed than you
Oh,
in a leaderboard,
no.
you know?
I've seen the leaderboard. I've looked at it. They're definitely more obsessed than I am. Also, I haven't gotten to level 100 yet. I'm at a measly level 99.
Lady, whatever happened to that Transformers roguelike that we playing?
Transformers.
That's crazy. We had this conversation so many times. Reaper,
Yes.
when does that game come out?
I don't know.
Oh
Yeah,
my
wrong
gosh.
question. You knew he didn't have the answer to that question.
I know he didn't, but I thought that if I challenged him, he would challenge himself and he would figure it out. It's not going to drop the next year.
Oh, we did have this conversation.
And even
Like
then, I'm suspicious if they're gonna keep their word because I didn't hear anything back from them after I streamed their game. And I mean, no, I did hear back from them after I streamed their game, and they invited me to apply for like their like a content creator program for them. But the way it was worded, uh, like I don't know why people feel like it makes sense to invite someone to apply. If you want me, then just be like, hey, we're interested. But if you want me to apply, I don't even think you should invite me. I'm just gonna be honest with you when it comes to like this gaming streamer stuff because I'm not very huge to all of it, but it really did rub me because I don't speak that language. Let me see if I can find what they said. Because they said I streamed it. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Is it them? No, this is T Post. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what this. Oh, I could just Google the name. Duh.
Just Google me.
Let me see. What was that game called? It was called Championship. Okay, so
still think that's funny. Said free flow. Well, what did we talk about?
SRG Studios excited to hand you the wheel of Championship demo to experience some Wukong's abilities for yourself. Stream coverage of the demo will guarantee a key for early access coming later this year.
Oh, okay.
Fight to become the highest level, blah, 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 right? Guarantee a key for early access. And then
Guarantee
I
key.
streamed it. Yeah. So I streamed it and I let them know, like, I prefer multiplayer games and to exclusively play games where I could be a brown skinned gal, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yep. And they were like, the community. No, I hit them up with the what do you call it? The clip, the highlight of me playing the game. And I was like, the community, I enjoyed this game. I'm looking forward to playing against Tina, blah, blah, blah. And then we responded back, I'm so glad you enjoyed Championship and shared it with your friends. We can't tell anything yet, but your hopes to play Athena multiplayer might be coming sooner than you. Regarding key distribution, we're currently looking for creators to join our SRG partnership program. I'd love to invite you to apply. The application form can be found here, blah, 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 blah. We're so in anticipation of our next update within the partner program. You'll definitely have the opportunity to get more keys both for your friend and your community. Thank you for sharing your positive opinion and attaching your VOD. That was back in August, but this is later in the year, and they still ain't talked about no early access. You feel what I'm saying? Like they ain't even updated us to be like, hey, we pushed back the date. Like things aren't moving according to that plan anymore. I heard enough from these people since August. We're gonna leave it there. I mean, she seems really nice. I'm not knocking like the interaction, but the point is that the projection, right? The projected timeline is off, and there's been no update.
Yeah, we got PTSD from Babylon's Fall.
Man, Spellbreak. Remember, Spellbreak is what broke my heart. And then I went to Babylon's Fall, and then they broke my heart.
The nail in the coffin.
And at that point, I was like, I'm not falling in love with this game ever again. Yeah, right.
And then we fell in love with.
Let me finish. There was room in between. I fell in love with Outriders after Spellbreak. Okay, that was one too, but Outriders is meant to be a one and done. So when they had a bunch of like people complaining about the status, like the state of the game, they decided to come out with an update and the DLC. It did come at a cost, but I was in love with the game. I didn't care. I was definitely gonna pull up on the DLC and had a ton of fun playing that. But even that well ran dry, especially when no, particularly when they say with the awareness that people were like hacking the game or modding in the game. You know what I mean? To like power level themselves and the other players. Well, what would happen is if they joined you or if you joined them, and this was regardless if it was PC or console. It didn't matter what kind of player they were, because they were modding both. They would join you or you would join them, and then when you got off, you couldn't access your character again or any of the gear on your character. So your whole like grind was gone. And I was like, hell no, because I only played one character. So I was like, I'm not using that game. And the whole point for me was co-op. Like I would just join random people. I like people just trying to join me because I could hold my own. Like my character was so dope on Outriders. But if you were telling me that the reason that I was even interested in the game was the multiplayer feature is now going to possibly um how would I say this? Like I guess null my character, delete my character, make my character inaccessible. I guess that would be the proper verbiage to use, inaccessible. And that they said this that they weren't doing anything about it. They actually removed the little like cheat thing that you guys could put they put in the games. You know how they have like the anti cheat stuff. They removed it. And they said almost verbatim that they didn't feel like that was stopping your ability to enjoy the game, so they weren't doing anything about it. I'm like, please, I'm not starting over. Like, what do you want me to do? You know how many hours I had in that game? So I walked away from that and I got on Babylon's Fall. And then once they were like, oh, we're going to extend the battle pass from 3 months to 6 months as we decide on the future of the game. I was like, oh, they can shut this game down. That's the plan. And I think Reaper thought I was kidding us because I used to be on that game every day, early in the morning, before him or his cousin even got like nobody was running harder than me other than maybe Kane and maybe like I don't know if you remember triple. What was it? Is it T7?
T7,
T7.
yeah,
You remember T7?
yeah.
Yeah. T7 was a different kind of beast. So people like him, I can't outdo them because they only live and breathe that one game. Um,
He
He was
literally
literally
was
undefeated
big
and
grinder
breathing.
on Babylon.
like literally T7 was such a grinder that literally him and the person he was grinding, I think it was like Red Devil or Red Seven or Red something. They would literally be talking to, huh?
The sandwich guy.
Yeah, I think so.
There was someone named Sandwich and him too.
They would be strategizing on like they had like leaderboards or how fast you will beat each level. They would be strategizing for hours how to shave off 1 second. I'm like, nah, not me.
I made a PlayStation party for this game, as I did for every game that was like mostly playing PlayStation games, right? Exclusively playing PlayStation games. And T7 took over that chat. because I can get on today, damn near, and he's still chatting in that chat. Like I message like once every like 3 or 4 months.
It's like their Discord now.
Because he loves gaming.
He loves that game.
He loves gaming.
Yeah,
And
he
you
just
know, like he just finds one love and he just sticks to the one love. And when that game goes downhill, he finds another love and he just sticks to that one love. He doesn't multi game. Like variety gaming is not him.
the only thing
He's like
the only
a
thing
specialist.
he loves that game. He loves gaming. I didn't mean to put it down, but he loves gaming one game at a time and stop and flexing. That's it. That's all he does.
Yup, he flexes hard, and then he be trying to act all humble about it. Like, boy, please stop playing. He's a sweetheart, though. He really is. Because I remember him getting on, and him be like, "Do you want me to help you get high on the leaderboard?" And I'd be like, "Sure." Like I wasn't even worried about it, but I'm like, "If you gonna scare me, why not?" And so he would get me on the leaderboard. I'd be like top five.
Just holding it down, huh?
They would they
Top
would
37.
they would be dedicated. Like literally, the event would come out by the end of day. They were number one and number two,
Yep.
and it wasn't just like
Like
it
you be
wasn't
like,
like.
followers to beat. You be
And
like, how the hell did they do that?
here's the craziest thing: it wasn't like the leaderboards weren't like server based. It was literally the entire game, number one, and number two every single time.
No, it's not even
Game
console
based,
based
huh?
or PC based. It's everybody that plays this game, no matter what country. It was crazy.
This man was
We
hardcore.
deep. We are probably like 7, 8 deep. You know what I mean? Chilling on some Babylon.
We had to literally do like shifts because I think they only allowed you like four in the party or five in the party at a time. We had to do shifts.
Well, I need this one, so I can run with you. Hey, I need some oak too, so I'll do that with you. Oh, you didn't finish your story? All right, we'll help him. We'll help you. Give me a minute. Let me finish this. I'm gonna help you with the story.
They would
We
they
would help each other like build. We were like, okay, you need weapons that do this. Okay, well, what does the rod do? Well, if the rod is on your left or like your L2, it's different than if it's on your R2. So what you probably want is for it to be on like we were like strategizing in that damn party. It was hilarious because it had no real like codex, if you will. You know what I mean? So no one really understood the game. Which is
77.
why, or which is why I started making YouTube videos for real, like actual edited YouTube videos, because there was no information out there. Everyone was like lost. Not a car accident.
No, it's not. Oh, it is a song.
This yeah, not a car accident.
That's fine. I didn't think it was that. That was just, and they over there
That was
They
honking.
stay
funny.
out of your way.
That was
It was
funny.
funny.
They should
Yeah,
have
car
shut
accident.
this
I was like, I
whole.
looked over. Oh yeah.
No, you missed the other one. It was two in a row.
No, you missed the one with the escort. Dude was pissed.
Oh yeah, somehow a cop car got in front of this cop car, and this one ran into the back of the other one, and then they're like, "Oh, you got to start over because both the police ran into each other." I'm like, why do I got to start
And they
over?
fined him $15,000
No, that was to abandon it. I
to
thought.
abandon it. Yeah, but I'm saying like for them crashing, he had nothing to do with the crash. They crashed. The damn NPCs, and they were like $15,000, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I went around. I went right through the accident and around the other because I'm like, there's no way to go around you guys. Like, and it's not like they move; they just sit there.
That is hella funny.
It's annoying.
That's why I'm
It
just
is
a
annoying.
professional viewer.
That's why I'm just a viewer.
I am.
I'm just here so I don't
I'm
get
good at it
fined.
too.
Right?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I actually have been getting fined, so I can't really. Oh,
I have been getting fined. I'm a menace to society.
I've been getting
why did
fined.
he stop? Why?
Why aren't you paying attention?
Why would he just stop in the middle of the road though?
I don't know, but I be paying attention when I drive. What about you? You ran right into him willingly.
Where am I at?
Man said, "I'm a menace to society. This is what I do."
He literally just stopped in the middle, and oh my god,
Well, I seen it.
dude.
I ain't knocking it. You ain't wrong.
Why?
But I was like, is he gonna just keep going? Oh man.
There was no. I couldn't even like try and move out the way. I don't know why. Ugh. I'm just trying to get to the next level, and here he go. That's literally what happened last time. But he's supposed to go and block off the other lanes.
He blocking you.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like cops.
Wow.
John is our honorary cop of the group.
Yeah, you talking to law enforcement, Dad? You better be careful.
That yes, that's the reason in the video game. That's why I don't like cops.
So watch out, John's the real. It's a police officer for real. He's something good. What was it?
Lawful good.
Lawful good. Yeah, he's the Fed, Joe.
No,
Oh, fat.
we gonna find out that
Federale?
we're gonna find out that John's pretty much just Uncle Russ in uniform.
Hell no. He might be like that. I don't know.
I knew a guy that was like that,
That's
Some
gross.
but then
no,
he
you're
switched.
fine.
He was like,
While its son is like that.
then he jumped to the other side. Then I don't know what happened to him.
What you do? Girl, you weren't asleep. Let's start over.
That's crazy.
You were laying there or you were playing?
Yep. My one of my friends used to call him Uncle Ruckus.
You were standing on the bed?
That's crazy.
Why were you standing on
John,
the
I
bed?
just used this Unchained deck to clap up a McConco deck.
You just get out the bed sucking? Okay.
That's how some people
If
are,
you
though.
lay down, maybe it won't
Unfortunately,
hurt no more.
Oh, it's crazy. Speaking of which, lady, um, tell me how I was speaking to Arthur on the phone today, right? And Wallet was like just acting all nonchalant, like, oh, like nothing happened between nothing. I was like, oh, okay, so we still in denial. Okay.
we're still in denial.
Okay.
Like I've never seen someone in denial like that before. It's crazy.
She's like, if I never admit it happened, it never happened.
Right? If I don't acknowledge it, it's never happened. Hello?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's actually not as good, quote unquote, as the other one, but I'm pretty sure I can.
Because Arf called me and he was like, oh, do I believe it's true that people tend to date people who look or act like their parent? And I'm like, that's what it says, but I don't believe it. And while it was in the background, right? While it was in the background, and she was like, "Oh," I was like, she goes, "It's statistically proven." I was like, "No," she said, "Statistically a fact." I'm like, "It's not a fact. It's it's a like a theory, but
It could be a trend, but it ain't a fact.
right." I was like, because I didn't know who it was. I thought it was his brother. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. He doesn't sound like a man. I just want to put that out there, but her son sounds like her, and so I was like, I thought it was his brother that was in the background. I was like, see, because I was like, it's not a fact, but it is a theory. And I heard, see, they agree with me. And then I was like, well, I can only use my own personal example. Your mother, speaking of arts, like your mother and my mother is nothing alike. They're not the same race. They don't come from the same background. They don't have the same thought pattern. Like,
Damn.
and so he was like, and so she was like, "Oh yeah, I got a new car," and I was like, "Oh okay." And she was like, um, "Tell him what kind of car he got." And Arthur was trolling her or whatever. He was like, um, she got a Honda Civic. and I was like, don't play with me. Like, wow. But yeah, I just like dusted it off. Like, oh, nothing happened. Oh.
I mean, either she's, being adult about it, or she's still emotionally tied.
It's definitely not. She don't understand the idea of being an adult about anything. So that definitely.
That's tough. She could have been trying to grow as a person. You over here
Nah,
denying
she
her
ain't
that.
grown as. I'm just playing.
You know, you right. You right. Truth, no.
Ain't none of my business.
I know.
Truth, no.
Ain't no way she trying to grow. Like, you don't even
No
know
way
her.
she's trying
Like,
to grow. What are you talking about? Same person we all know? Oh,
That's too bad.
mm-hmm. But you know what? I don't like this disrespect for
What
theory
happened?
that we have out here. But mostly I gotta keep my mouth shut because the word theory is now too so common that the value of it has been completely diminished. It makes
Yeah.
me sad. It
This
makes me
makes you feel
sad.
any better. Kids in the second grade can come up with theories.
Yeah,
Daughter was working with theories in kindergarten, so
and because theory is actually stronger than facts. Facts are just statements about observable world that can easily be refuted. But theory is based on philosophical rigor,
proven science.
and now, but they're all switched now, and it just upsets me, and I can't do nothing about it. I just have to sit there and listen to people talk about theories that they're just like passing thoughts and not want to. I don't know.
You should get in there. What do you mean?
I did that, but I realized I was just fighting. I was just fighting a losing battle.
I would have got in there.
With a lot of things I've learned, people say things, and I'm like, but that's not.
That's not true.
You know what? I'm just gonna eat my sandwich and just keep rolling.
yeah, I've had some times like that.
I still would have
And
got
then
in
I'll
there.
get there, and I'll explain it. I'll
Sometimes
explain it.
it's not even
There's
worth
multiple,
explaining.
and and it's the worst thing in the world because you let people say something, they're gonna believe that they're right,
Yeah.
and so you want to discuss this with them, but then they probably won't understand or see what you have to say after you explain it and keep
Hmm.
rolling with it. And I'm
Yep.
like,
That's why you gotta get in there. Make them bend to your will. From what I hear, from what I hear,
Once you hear that's the way to do it.
that's what I hear. Yeah, I don't have no personal experience with that, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I
Be
believe
clear.
it.
Just to be clear. Seeing if I could collab with this Vanquish soul deck.
Is it Vanquish Soul?
Vanquish. I'm looking for like another one.
You petty.
I think I want to play me a video game.
A video game?
I'm thinking about doing my steno, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Damn. I done did like 6 homework assignments today. And I did like the last 30 or so pages of the transcript. And I've been trying to get like situated with this jury duty stuff.
Right.
I want to chill. Like, I don't want to work.
I want to grow up. I told you this.
Toby be petty, so I'm taking all his monsters and throwing them away.
You were
By the act. Whose fault?
my fault. I mean, no. Yeah, I guess we'll take. We'll go with that one for right now. I did choose violence that one day about the raisins. So.
Oh yeah, you really did.
Oh,
This man was like, it stops today.
Am I back there on the other side?
listen, babe.
What?
Because Mike has been backed up and he has said, good work, just save this one. And so I said, Mike, glad to hear good work. I should be able to review the Williamson job and see if we learn from those mistakes as well. And he said, if I can zero in on certain mistakes, if it makes you feel any better, I've made probably 80% or more of the same errors in my own scoping. Meaning I also get back a ton of corrections whenever I send out the pages I've scoped myself.
Mm-hmm.
Proofreading while filling in the blanks is hard, but hard
This
for a cat. Even with 14 years of practice reviewing my own transcripts, you'll get
John,
better at it with time.
this man or this person or this kid rather used
More replay.
Swords of a Real Light
Improvement is
in
so easy to
2023.
pass with so many opportunities for errors. You're already working at a very high level
That
in
is
your field.
wild.
Nice.
I'm getting better.
Y'all.
Person used Swords of Revealing Light. You are wildin'.
Oh, people use that. Me being one of them. Nah, I don't use it anymore. I used to, but yeah, people still use it.
That's crazy. There's a lot better cards for less.
I wouldn't say. I mean, better. I don't know. There are too many. There are too many cards that do what does. There's
Literally,
there's a concealing light. There's a water one that does it. There's hmm, I don't know that many.
like literally.
I don't know. Hold on about the literally now.
Wait, no, this is a literally. No.
Oh
Literally.
no, hold on now.
I'm telling you, what I'm about to say, you will agree 100%. Literally,
I know I won't.
literally,
You said the word literally. I know I'm gonna be like this guy.
literally. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Literally, um, in 99% of all test cases, Yu-Gi-Oh does not last long enough for you to resolve towards the revealing light.
I guess I could agree to that. Now that I think about it, he had me. He got me.
Got me there.
Yeah.
You think you got
This
6 turns?
this reminds me of the episode of SpongeBob where the guy was like, "There's nothing you can do to slow me down," and then I think it was I forgot who. I think it was Squidward was going somewhere. And he's like, "There's nothing you can do to slow me down." And then SpongeBob went, "Well, what about?" And he started saying some gibberish. And he's like, "Wait." He's like, "Well, that did slow me down for a second, but I'm still going." He was
Like
like,
for Swords of Forbidden Light,
you gotta agree to this one. This is literally, and I'm like, oh no, no, I think I think I'm not gonna agree to this. This is a statement. Oh, well, carry on.
like literally Yu-Gi-Oh! If it's hard to get a game to go 6 turns, 3 of theirs, 3 of yours, to fully resolve Swords of Forbidden Light without dying.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta also remember that most decks are built to negate and jam, and not necessarily built to destroy. And by destroy, I mean destroy spell traps, because I mean they destroy monsters like crazy. So, so there are solid chances for Soldier of Villain Light to at least last one turn.
Yeah, like 1 turn, but to go to the full like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn,
Yeah,
my
but see,
turn.
that's when crazy Yu-Gi-Oh stuff comes in. You only need one turn for you to draw your whole deck out.
That's what I meant. And I'm saying like
You need you just need that one turn to get to the next turn, which you gotta think of it that way.
and on top of that, I gotta give Truth credit for that because he told me to be toxic, and with
Of course, you listened.
I did. Oh wait, I did.
He did. How you telling yourself like that?
Like he
That's
told me
funny.
he told me to be toxic, so I attributed all of his monsters and all of his spell and trap cards to some of my monsters. And when you summon the Unchained Abomination, basically what he does is anytime a fiend monster gets destroyed, he just destroys a card on the field. My entire deck is fiend, so he tried to attack me. He killed one of my monsters, one of my fiend monsters, and I just popped the Sword of the Real Light.
I mean, yeah.
And then his second ability is at every end phase, your end phase and my end phase, just destroy one card on the field. So I destroyed his monster too.
I hate that foolishness. We don't need that in our lives. I'm just saying, man. They got these cards that'll just do things every turn, and I'm like, are no turns sacred in this world?
Now the things that I don't like
No.
is like the
Element
pearly.
Enforcer. What's that? Elemental Hero. What's it? Shining Enforcer. Neo's Shining Enforcer.
Yeah,
Something like that. It leaves you
shiny
useless
Neos.
next turn.
Oh you mean Phoenix Enforcer.
Phoenix Enforcer. Yeah. He just comes back.
Yeah, it says destroy one card on the field. Destroy one card on your field. Destroy one card on their field. If this card goes to the grave from the field to the grave, it comes back in the next standby phase. I'll be right back. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm gonna close down the stream. I didn't know I was streaming for 2 hours. Give me a moment. I wish Lady was streaming so I could send a raid to her. But I'll be back.
That's funny. I haven't streamed in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I'm out here looking. I'm like, you know, it is Wednesday. Ladies usually streaming on this day.
It's Tuesday.
It's hella snow. Do you mind
Hey,
if I do
Suze.
No, I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about on
Oh,
do you mind if I do my
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, remember my computer, so I'm already getting in the habit of like not streaming.
yeah, it's okay?
No, I
I'm
didn't
like,
hear you.
I'm like,
I thought it might
today is a
I
good
mean,
day
should
for.
be.
All right. I'm gonna leave it here. I appreciate everyone for coming through. I appreciate the lurkers. I appreciate the John Slice for coming through. Yes, you have to say the John Slice. Like a pimp named Slickback every time, on time. I want to thank the people that kept me company in the Discord. The Silverhaired Goddess. The illustrious Silverhaired Goddess. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess that up. Miss Lady. And I would like to thank the Incredible Hulk. 7-4 Swizzle for coming through and keeping me company. I appreciate y'all. Let me give shout outs.